Hey there, Stephen Phil, Comics and More, New Jersey, coming at you with another book review. And this one is, this one's interesting. I'm going to use the word interesting because I like to keep this where everybody can watch this, that I'm not going to go ahead and have it where, it's got too much language or whatnot, so that it kind of limits on my audience on that. Not saying I don't curse, because I do, but just got to be cautious on that, we shall say. This book, actually, I won this book. I was actually on one of the online cons. There are so many of them going on, which I am so thankful for. And I was in the audience of one of the panels, and there were several different artists that were up there. And when it came time for this gentleman to come up here and start speaking, he come up here and flat out said, the first one who comments that they want my book, they will get it for free. Okay, sure. Pick me. And I did, and I got the message, give me your address, I'll send it to you. Perfect. I kid you not, while his panel was going on, they actually went back to him for another question after he'd already spoken for a little while. And he was in the middle of packing my stuff up to send out. That's pretty cool to me. I'm just going to say that straight out. Now, we've been talking now for almost 2 minutes, and I'm going to let you know what the book is. So let me go ahead and let you know. The creator's name is Travis Gibb. And the name of the book is, if you haven't heard of this before, Broke Down in 4 Dead Bodies. I know that some other people have done reviews on these, and I have greatly enjoyed what they've had to say, and I've tried to keep my distance for a little bit until I was able to do my own digging through here and read it. But it is, well, for one thing, it's not for kids. Oh God, no, not for kids. Absolutely not. I mean, there's no, it could be good for this age range, or it could be, no, absolutely not happening. Just no. The amount of language that's in here, again, I don't have a problem cursing at times whenever it is going along in the direction that it needs to be in there, but the amount of cursing that's in here, I don't know if there's maybe one curse word every page or so or more. I don't know. It's dealing with the mafia, so there's a lot of cursing involved in that. As far as I'm concerned, though, it worked. The only thing that makes it a little difficult for me is that I would like to show you some of the artwork. I believe this one is actually okay. I had to kind of check it out to make sure it was going to be fine. If you can see, and if something slipped on there, I really apologize. It doesn't look like there is, but the artwork is really cool. It's got a strong 80s Miami Vice style to it almost, but it is definitely mafia based. So it's the the interaction between the characters is what makes it so much fun. As much as they absolutely hate one another, they respect one another because they're both stuck in this mess that they created, and this mess just keeps getting worse. So to go ahead and give you a little bit about this without giving spoilers, because I will not give spoilers. They're put together on a job, basic drop is all it was. So they went to go hand off the money. There's no money in the case. What are you going to do? So, this is the mafia. You don't just go, I apologize, I would really like to go ahead and make this better for you. What do we need to do to fix said situation? Well, there's a lot of mafia movies that will speak that way. This is not one of those. The way that they spoke was, a lot of gunfire. A lot. In fact, if you saw the picture on there, I'm sure you saw the holes in the side of the car and everything, because they tore it up. But it's the interaction between these two, because everything just starts going sideways. And whenever it starts going sideways, basic human nature, fight or flight. Well, they kind of do a bit of both, but they're really ticked off at each other because they have to do that. So you're just kind of going along for the ride. And just whenever you think it can't get worse, for their situation at least, then it does. And then here they go again, because they just calmed down enough to where they're actually on speaking terms, and here we go, you know, fist fighting all over again. It is quite the ride, and it was done very well. I will say, in beginning with this, to go ahead and let you know that whenever I received this, it came as 2 of them on a bag and board, and they were sent very well. There was no issues with the parcel they were sent in or anything. It was sent to where nothing was bent. Everything's immaculate on here. Travis even signed both covers. There's one of them right there, and then here is broke down in 5 dead bodies, because like I said, whenever you think it can't get worse, it does for their situation. So that's how I received it. It was great. Very happy to get these in, cracked them open. I read through them. It was in a fairly quick amount of time. And then I went back and kind of reread just to make sure I didn't miss anything, because as a reviewer, you want to go through and you want to, I don't want to use the word criticize, but you want to go through and kind of fine tune and make sure everything's in place. You know, if there's a panel that's out of place, or if there's dialogue that's not quite where it needs to be, or something like that. Not full editing, but just to go ahead and give a full review. I found myself sucked into this world to where I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it so much, I read straight through it. So I had to go back and reread and go back through some things. I found nothing in here that was an issue. The style of artwork is definitely different than what I am used to reading as far as the comics are concerned. But I mean, the 80s, like I said, the Miami Vice looking style is what it looks like. Just even the scenes on how they're standing over some of the bodies at times or whatnot. And I don't know if I can actually, there we go. I can show you a couple of these. You can kind of see how it's set up on there. So it definitely brings you in. And if you're able to go ahead and do a comic where you have pictures in there and you don't even have to have the dialogue to portray what's going on, and the dialogue just accents it, it worked. And it definitely works. The dialogue, it's right on point. There is so much dialogue in between different characters, and you're starting to see the buildup between not only the mafia, but other groups that are involved. And again, not giving away anything, but there are other groups that are involved, and they're starting to introduce their characters, which is really cool, because this is only the first 2 books. As I understand, issue 3 is not complete as of yet, and I'll be corrected on that if that is the case. But I definitely want to see more from this, and I definitely want to receive more on this to go ahead and go over on the review as well. But you definitely need to get on this. It is not a book for kids, but if you're interested in that genre, that style, that edginess, it will definitely appease what you're looking for in that, and so much more. The panels, I can't say enough about it. It's absolutely fluid whenever you're going through. There's nothing that I'm going through that actually throws me completely off. There's even some flashbacks that they'll do. And usually flashbacks will throw you off, because it's like, okay, the panels were doing this over here. There was an action sequence, and now we're just going to this. What's this? It works because they go straight into it, and it has something to do with what just happened. Then you go right back to what just happened. It's a roller coaster ride that it will not end, because they're just constantly doing this number right here. They will not stop. And the cliffhangers they leave it on every single time, well, on these 2 alone, are just like, really? I thought we were finally going to see some daylight in this and actually get out of our situation. Nope. So I don't know how many of these Travis and the team has put together to make, but I am definitely on board and looking forward to any and all that they possibly have. I will have all of the links in this post to go ahead and let you know where you can reach them to go ahead and get these books, because you need them. They are something that you definitely want for your collection. Just keep them out of reach of children. Cannot say that enough. Broke down in 4 dead bodies. Broke down in 5 dead bodies. I wonder how many issues we're going to get to before we hit like broke down in 12 dead bodies or something. Having too much fun with this one. Definitely looking forward to doing more. Travis, you did a good job, and your team, all of you did a great job on this. Keep it up, and definitely keep doing what you're doing on this, because it's definitely working. All right. Steve and Phil, Comics and More New Jersey. Keep it indie, y'all.